Speaking of sad stories, we are back after a brief hiatus. Had some personal family matters to attend to for a couple weeks there. Unfortunate, missing these last chapters because they've been pretty damn good. Pretty good. You know, at this point, if you're still on the Chainsaw Man ride, it's building up. It's all happening now. So we today on the broadcast are going to be discussing the three most recent chapters, 209, 210, and 211. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot to discuss.
All right.
We're not, of course, for that reason, we're not going to go through all the chapters in detail. This begins with Yoru waking back up and nuclear weapons coming back. Then the, national anthem chapter, which is really fucking sick. And
oh boy.
Finally, the the start of the newest volume. Start of volume 22, which
22, yeah, I think so.
Probably gonna be the last one, if I had to guess. First part had 11 volumes. This part's
might have
11 volumes. I imagine this is the last volume. If he doesn't have something really crazy, I think this will be the last volume. If he goes nutso mode, there might be one more. That's what I'd say.
Wait, hold on. I think this is the start of what would be volume 23.
23?
I'm looking at the wiki right now, and it says that 22 is supposed to include 199 to 210.
True. So this would be 23.
Uh-oh. I've been saying it for a while. I think that we could be anywhere between like 1 to 3 volumes away from the end. And
I mean, yeah, something like that.
I have been saying that for like 6 months, so
I mean, you keep saying it because you're in good spot now. No, I don't think
it'll be true one of these days.
True, if you keep saying it, it will eventually be true. This is looking like a final showdown, although
who the hell knows?
Who the fuck knows what the hell this guy's doing?
Who the hell knows? There's a lot that can happen in the next, 180 pages. So
yeah, he turns on a dime. He's truly satanic in that way. 15 pages can change everything in this goddamn fucking story.
God, sometimes it's 16.
I hate him so much for the way he does this. It's so fucking scuffed. Alright, can I fucking say something for a second?
Yeah, you could say something, for sure.
This guy, what is he doing? What the fuck is going on?
God.
I find the bizarre structure extremely intriguing, but it's so wrong. He's just doing he's just doing all the shit you're not supposed to do. He's just swerving every other way than a story would go, and I don't know, man.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think it's like riding a motorcycle down a spiral staircase that theoretically has a bottom, and every time you think you're about to get to it, you peek over the railing and it just keeps going.
Yeah, once once the Devilman reference chapter hit, the house fire scene with all the people with spears, I was like, oh fuck, we're so fucked. This story is going to hell. Yeah. Like, we're going. We got
the end of Evangelion reference.
Yep. And then we have the Eva reference.
God.
Then we had the Fight Club reference. Another story where shit just keeps getting worse. It's like, oh god, you know.
What, like, where's the breaking point? People have been asking that question for like.
No, it's not. I see. I get it now. I get it now. I mean, it's an apocalypse story, right? Like, yeah, shit just gets worse, and then
maybe there is no breaking point. Maybe it just keeps fucking going until it just sort of stops.
Well, I mean, once the world ends, then, you know, the story's over.
Yeah. I mean, Fire Punch did end pretty quickly after the world ended.
Yes.
It ended like a dozen pages after that.
Yeah. And okay, speaking of the latest chapter, 211, if we believe lil'D, which is very questionable, extremely suspicious, this character is. I hate this fucking character now. The fact, oh my god, this character pisses me off so much because
I love her so much.
Every single lore dump we get is through her or tangentially through her. Either she said it or someone she told this is saying it, and it's always a little different, it's a little inconsistent, and it's always like slightly manipulated to, you know, to convince whoever she's fucking talking to you. And she's the only fucking character who gives us any goddamn lore. We're all sitting here like, we don't know what the fuck is going on. This is so stupid. Yeah. Fuck you, dude.
I'm just gonna assume that she's telling the truth until further notice.
Yeah, because, but she never
what the fuck else do I have?
She never has been. Literally everything she's ever said was some, like, it's not a lie. Technically, right? Technically not a lie. But
I would say,
well, the Fammy thing was a lie. The Fammy thing was a straight
I
up
would go
fucking
as far
lie.
as to say that's the only true lies she's told. Everything else is still in the potential lie territory.
Right. It's always like someone asks, they're like, Death Devil, Fammy, what's up? And then she hits the, like, let me pause a second. And she comes with something to say, right?
Like,
and then she releases a little bit of information, and you're like, yeah, but what's the full story, though?
You know, I love pizza and Chinese food. Oh, I love, I live to savor, and like, your actions seem kind of consistent with living to savor, and it's like, oh, I'll destroy everything regardless of whether I'm awake for it. And it's like,
yeah, well, that ended up being a complete fucking lie, right? Because she was not trying to save Chinese food. She was trying to get herself erased or eaten. I guess maybe that was trying to save Chinese food, but obviously if she gets erased, she can't eat the Chinese food. So it's not the personal wanting to continue to eat food. It's something else, something broader, bigger, some other larger motivation here as to why Death would wanted to be erased, or what was the plan there?
It wasn't erased. It was like, I think I have a plan that can stop me from killing everyone.
Right.
Which we assume is something like erasure, but
yeah. That was what Barem was talking about, and that's what public safety was talking about. And Barem and not Fami, Brem and lil'D were working with public safety on this turn Denji into a weapon, eat the death devil thing, right? And that goes back all the way to the aquarium when Yoshida was like, how you feel like eating the death devil for us, you know what I mean? How do
it goes back even further to Makima, but yeah.
That's true. Yeah. The whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, okay. I will say, I think that she probably doesn't have any reason to lie to her pawns. So I think what she said to her pawns is probably mostly true.
Yeah, but we haven't seen too much of that interaction.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of that.
And the interaction she had with real Fami and the
little F, if
the
you would.
lame fake saw, the loser fake saw, and the falling devil was very cagey and not very explicit. It was very like, let me cook, we'll see.
Yeah, it was
happens.
like, I have a plan to do something. You guys go and help me carry out my plan by doing this thing.
Yep, exactly.
That I will not tell you how it helps.
Telling everybody the little bits, and it's so aggravating. It's pissing me the fuck off. But it's all this like, we're gonna stew it up, we're gonna build it up until it's some, the apocalypse, right? And
God, yep.
We're getting there soon. But just to jump back a little bit, because we haven't talked about the nuclear bomb.
We gotta do
podcast.
intros.
Yes. Oh yes. I'm too excited on Chainsaw Man.
Extremely cold open.
Regular viewers, yeah. Super extended cold open. Holy crap. Regular viewers will know us, both of us, but let's go ahead and do the traditional public safety greetings here on the Public Safety Special Broadcast. I am your host, Secret Doves, Public Safety Communications Division 18, America Branch, Vice Captain, and my contract is with the War Devil. Age 35 now in that interim. Went up +1. 35 years old, still reading manga. Hell
that contract is getting pretty problematic. That contract is getting pretty problematic.
With the War Devil?
Yeah.
It always was. Never wasn't. People just didn't understand. Nobody understood Yoru. Now they fucking get it. Now y'all know Yoru wins, of course.
Yep.
Here we are. After she wins, she continues to win. What did I say? And then I was talking about she's gonna win and she's gonna do some heinous shit and everyone's gonna hate her.
Yeah.
Cinema. Absolute cinema. Who has to be one of the most hated Chainsaw Man characters. I think people hate her more than they hate Makima.
Oh, definitely. At this point, definitely. Yeah.
It's pretty incredible stuff. Which is crazy.
That is a task. And she hasn't even killed any main cast members.
Yeah. Everybody's still riding with lil'D, even though that's the person who got Naruto all fucked up, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, people still ride for Barem a bit because he's fun.
He is fun.
I do think Yoru's pretty fun, but it's so far over the line that everyone just fucking hates her. She single-handedly made people drop the manga. That's how hated she is. Makima did not reach those levels, which is probably to Makima's credit. in the character comparison.
Well, you know.
But also, like, pretty fucking... This guy, he managed to craft this character into someone that has gotta go. Gotta go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody wants her fucking gone. I'm her fan, and I know she's gotta go. You know, I got the contract, and I'm just counting down the days. But
like
how
any contractor would.
How did it even happen at this point? Because, okay, major events in major Yoru developments in this chapter.
Oh yeah, I'm the art devil. I'm a hot single older devil in your area, aged 50 plus, and I'm contracted with the average D devil.
Average D devil. That's even more powerful than lil'D.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. We've got a serious heavy hitter devil contract on the broadcast today. Incredible stuff.
Anyway, significant developments with War Devil.
Yes, significant War Devil developments. Let's just get let me just ask you your reaction to the whole nuclear war, America, magical girl transformation into Hitler fit transition.
Jesus Christ. Christ on a fucking bike. I am like I have so many thoughts about what has happened with her.
It's insane.
But I gotta lead with, I don't think I've ever read anything where the author hated anything more than Fujimoto hates the United States of America.
More than, okay. I was like, I read plenty of shit full of hatred, and
I've read a lot of shit full of hate, but I don't think I've read anything with that kind of like venom in it. It's just so like you can feel the seething like anger behind it.
I mean, I think the things that most they'd give it a run for money are a lot of the things that Fujimoto has like referenced. Devilman definitely comes to mind. Truly, we were discussing this a bit before the show. But truly, if you are enjoying part 2 of Chainsaw Man, certainly you will get it with Devilman, and if you read it, you'll be like, oh shit, like this is and then you'll be like thinking about what's gonna happen in the story. You'll be like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
this is not good.
I haven't read Devilman, but I'm familiar with how it pans out, and I'm also familiar with how Eva pans out.
Yeah,
and that's
I don't think Ava is as full of hatred, though.
No, I wouldn't say Ava is full of hatred. It is full of like extremely powerful emotion, though.
Yeah, like existential depression,
and also like apocalyptic in that way.
Right, like more like despondency at the apocalypse. But Devilman was very famously about how mad the Gona guy was about the horrors of the Vietnam War, and he was extremely explicit about it. And well, I wonder what Fujimoto's so fucking pissed off about right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any idea. Maybe it's like, oh god, I've seen so many stupid takes. I won't dwell on those. I'll just say that
we don't worry about the stupid takes over here. It's fine. It's fine.
Fujimoto, I think, is not a fan of governments in general and the United States in specific.
Oh my god, yeah. And, I know what stupid takes you were talking about. The people who are like coming in like, Fujimoto is hating on the United States military-industrial complex, but what does he have to say about the Japanese government? And it's like
what did we just
you
read?
Did not reading this. Like, you have not been
we just read about the Japanese government trying to murder 10,000 children.
in literally, okay, I was thinking back about it, and I'm the number one advocate of the full on political reading of Chainsaw Man. I think I'm winning every fucking day. But you know, I've always been there. I started there. I stayed there. It's what I do. And I mean,
I'm in agreement.
Part 2, if you think about it as like a story in terms of the characters, it's so fucking scuffed. But if you think about it like this act structure, post Asa's character introduction, right? We start with the Asa thing, Asa section, you know, very peak, very normal.
Very structured in terms of like what you would expect in a normal story. Yes.
Including explicit references to the kind of story structure. I wrote that very rambling thread over on Blue Sky about this, but you know, he has the 2 chapters, Save the Cat and Save the Asa, 2 of the most loved chapters by the fans, even the fans who have now given up on Part 2. They're like, fuck this. What the hell is this? But those 2 chapters are well beloved by everybody. Everybody recognizes them as very peak chapters. But like Save the Cat is like a storytelling device.
Yeah, it's the name of one of the most famous and well-read books on storytelling in like all of the canon of those books.
Yes, very contentious too, because many people think it has like ruined cinema in a large way, because
not as much as the monomyth.
I was actually having a conversation about this with my film director friend. Very underground, and his stuff is like, I mean, his stuff is so low budget because it's like, it's so hard to make a fucking movie.
It's so fucking hard.
So it's like,
from someone who's tried to make quite a few of them.
Yeah, so I won't tell you that shit's popping, but it's really not his fault, right? It's just the level of resources required to get into really making like well-produced movies. It's so fucking high. But he has really interesting ideas in there. I was having this conversation with him about Save the Cat specifically, and like you know, going off the rails with the story and stuff, and he was like, yeah, it's totally like the writing, the story structure and writing in Hollywood and in the screenwriting business in general is like really, really calcified because of these ideas of coming from like Save the Cat school of screenwriting.
And the hero with 1,000 faces.
Yep, exactly. Like the blocking out the story beats like to the runtime percentage, right? So if you got like a 3-hour movie, it's like, okay, we need to hit a Save the Cat moment by
like page 12 of your script.
Exactly, that kind of shit. Right, and so it creates this feedback loop where, right, you write these scripts. These aren't bad story structures. I'm gonna sit here and tell you that like what comes out of this is bad, but right, clearly it has led to some amount of success. But you know, the success of these kind of stories then breeds more of this mindset, more of this attitude about storytelling, and then as more and more of these movies come out and become like the standard that everybody knows, then audiences internalize this kind of story progression as the way that stories proceed. You know, you go to a movie, see the movie, it does the same thing again, a different twist, you know, a different coat of paint, some different ideas in there, but like the beats, the rhythm, the trajectory is the same. And so people are like, this is how story, this is not like this is how this story worked, like this is how stories work, because it's so pervasive due to like the financial pressure in the industry.
Be safe.
Yep, to be safe, to make an output. And as an author, on the one hand, it's like, okay, I gotta write what people will enjoy. But on the other hand, it's kind of like, now I have to write like this, now I've got to do this. It's like constricting, it's like I said, like calcifies the story structures of films specifically. And so if you go off the rails, if you decide I'm gonna just not do any of this shit, like I'm paving some new shit, right? Like if you go do some different kind of story structure, then people start getting all up in arms. Like,
people are gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? I don't."
Yeah, you're not.
I don't have a
paying
schema
off
for this that
the
exists.
setups the right way. When you set this up, now this has to happen because that's how stories are.
Denji is finally confronting his past. He's revisiting his memories. He's gonna like come out of this and he's gonna be better, and he's not just gonna do the exact same fucking thing he's always done.
It was actually 100% cooked when the Fumiko theater thing happened, right? That was basically him staking his claim of like, nope, not happening.
Yeah, because like people don't like people, and especially Denji, don't change just like because of one thing happening. Like, especially for a character that's as reactive as Denji, I don't think he's really that capable of change on his own over like a short period of time. That's just like not who he is at all.
It's not even a question of like, will he change? Denji has dramatically changed from the beginning of part 2 to this point. Like, he is a shell of who he was.
Oh yeah,
during the Save the Cat chapter,
yeah.
right? He was popping off.
Change in terms of like what people consider to be progression rather than regression. Because regression is like easy. Like if you just get the shit beat out of you metaphorically and literally 24/7 for weeks on end,
right?
You're gonna become a shell of yourself, and you're gonna like, you'll still be you, but
right. Well, I guess my point is, people talk about it as regression. I guess that's a way to put it, but that sort of suggests that he was at the same place he is, right? Like he was here, and then he went up, and then he went back down. But he hasn't gone up at all. He was here, and then shit got worse, 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 and now he's way down here. Now he has nothing. He's lost everything. The very last thing that he clung to out of desperation, because he thought everyone hated him, is now like the person who is going to doom humanity to an eternity of suffering. Like
my guy got
he's completely
by the
cooked.
Fucking country.
Yeah, he got cooked by the United States military-industrial complex. It's like he's cooked.
That's so crazy. Like
it's fucked.
That's
and everyone's like, Denji, get it together. I'm like, you're totally misunderstanding.
What do you mean, get it together?
Yeah, you're totally, again, everyone is so committed to that normal story structure that they can't, the long decline, they're just like, it has to stop. it does not have to stop, folks.
Yeah, a while ago, like several months, a year ago, I was like, okay, we've hit bottom, right? Like, this is the point where you start going up. And then I think the moment that proved to me that there was no bottom and like there could never be a bottom was the scene in the diner with the cake throwing, where he's just like instantly on his knees, and it's like, oh, we're doing this.
He's cooked.
Like, this is just gonna keep getting worse.
Right, and look at the situation now in 211. How could this possibly turn around? There's no way, right? He has nobody. There is nothing. He is back in with the people who ruined his life in the first place. He's getting looped in exactly the same way he's gotten looped in everywhere else. It's the same shit again, and it's just gonna make things worse again.
It is. I was having a discussion with this on Beast Guy earlier. I don't know if you saw it. It was like, if you were to come up with a thesis for like Denji's character, it's like people can't just heal like that when they're constantly being hurt, just like over and over and over again. Like you can't become the fullest version of yourself that might potentially exist somewhere when like everything and everyone are against you. It's just not a thing.
Right. I mean, my thesis, my political thesis on Denji is that he is the outcast, right? That's how he started.
Yeah.
And you know, the quote unquote progress that he made in part 1 was all a scam.
It was
cooked up by Makima, who then destroyed him.
Yeah, it was
and sent him back to the pits of hell.
A bunch of lies and coping mechanisms, and you know, at best, Denji got like back to where he started, where he's heavily parentified, living a life of violence, and wearing a smile, but like clearly not doing that good. Yeah.
And so, you know, Denji being this like character who sits on the very bottom rung of society as the whole concept is just, we watch him play out that role. And in part 1 it was sort of like the liberal state bait and switch with Makima, right?
Yeah.
Like, pursue your dreams, do what you want to do. Oh, now you have a family. No, look, you don't. I own you.
Yeah.
I hate you, and I own you, and you do what I want, right? Like,
the state is going to crush you and obliterate your dreams. And
exactly. And in part 2, it's like,
you don't even get the healing bit. You just get the you're fucked bit.
Well, like, why would he get healing? He's on the bottom rung. There's no, like, he just goes and suffers at the hand of the aspects of society that, you know, are ruining the whole, literally ending the world, right? Like,
this is why, like, it's why the idea,
it's so brutal.
It's why the idea of transness resonates so thoroughly with me when I look at Denji, sense. Because I'm like, oh, hey, that's,
I mean,
like,
he gets treated exactly the way.
That's what that is.
Right,
it's about being on the bottom rung of society and not being able to heal, not being able to make progress, and having the state go, you know, look at the fucking news. I won't belabor the point.
Right, and all your desires in terms of like, in terms of, well, Denji wants a little bit more than that, but it's but your normal desires of like achievement, sexuality, family, all these things that you care about, because you're at the bottom, doesn't matter. They will destroy all of it.
Yeah.
They will torture you. They will kill you. They will imprison you. They don't give a fuck. And it's, I don't know. In that sense, I get why many people are just like, I can't do this. Like, it's fucked up. Like, it is like, you know, if you come in and you're like, I care about this character, it's brutal. It's fucked up.
And like, I fucking care so much about this character. It is.
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't, like, I mean, how's your feeling about this whole process been through it? Like, have you ever been like, we have to stop? Like, please get me off the run.
I have been like that, but I've never been that to the point where I'm like, I have to stop reading this, or even come close to want to stop reading this, because it's just like, every week it's just like, God damn, he just like me for real. He's into shit like I am. And like, I think part of it is just his like general likability as a protagonist, not because like he's a good person, but because he's a fascinating person. And the other part is like, it's funny, and like cool shit is happening, and like those two things are happening with pretty regular frequency. If this story was like, if it was just pain, I would not have been able to get through it. Like, I couldn't get through Berserk. I know Berserk's message is ultimately life affirming, but I
there's some good stuff on the other side, but I
couldn't get through to that point, because it was just like, it was just non-stop brutal. If Chainsaw Man was like that, I couldn't deal with it. But it's got a lot of stuff that's just like not overtly horrifying. It's got a lot of funny shit.
That's true. I mean, we just literally, the end of the nuclear war chapter was lil'D, right?
Yeah.
He keeps it. And I mean, the end of this chapter. Yeah, I've seen that though. Of like, again, it's one of those things that like it's going to be very divisive in the fan base. It's like, people see a story being very like serious and dark and really, really brutal, and just absolutely breaking Denji and Asa down. Like, all the fucking way, like completely tearing everything they had to hold on to.
There's gotta be something on the other side, right? Right? Or does there, you know?
Or maybe does there.
Maybe it doesn't.
And then there are these moments of like comedy and levity and silliness and, you know, badassery and what have you, and the hype and aura moments. And then, but like the overall story is just like this just long, you know, we have the rising action in terms of Asa, and then just an absolute, you know, meat grinder for Denji. Just the horrors pile upon the horrors, pile upon the horrors, pile upon the horrors. And now the manga's about to fucking end. And
allegedly.
Yeah. It's the vibe, all right?
It is the vibe.
This is not, he's not pulling a fast one on us this time.
Well,
I also think, exactly. We'll see. But I think the like front to back, the ending point here has been carefully planned. The middle part, questionable. But it does seem like he's like, I have a thing I want to do at the ending. I'm gonna go through all these story arcs and put all the characters in and the ideas in and the development, get these characters to the point where I wanted to be, so I can do whatever, man. Like whatever's gonna whatever is going on with this conclusion that we're heading towards, truly unfathomable. So I am excited for that. Other things I wanted to...
I'm feeling a lot of emotions about that.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited for Chainsaw Man, and I know that sounds like...
No. I understand what
but you know what I mean.
Like I wanna see this shit get tied up in the best bow possible, and if that means it ends within the next 10 chapters, then
so be it. So be it. Yeah,
like, I love this guy's writing, and I'm sure he can fucking do it. 180 pages is a long time.
For as questionable as his middle parts can be, in terms of like Fire Punch, even aspects of the middle of part 1 are kind of like, you know, a little loosey goosey.
Oh yeah.
With the ways of storytelling. He has a goddamn way with his endings. You know, he can write some final chapters. He can cook something up for the end.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really interested to see that. Although I mean, I'm not even gonna bother trying to speculate there.
Yeah.
We still have plenty.
I was gonna say we never touched on what you think of the developments of like America and the nukes and Yoru and stuff.
I mean,
I'm eager to know.
I'm gonna sound like so annoying, but like,
go for it. This is your show.
This is what I thought he was doing on when Chapter 98 dropped, and it's why I immediately changed my name to War Devil, because I was like, here he goes, right? Because we already had the idea of historical revisionism coming in part 1, and this very elaborate metaphor for basically the conservative government, like the liberal conservative government of Japan, and like their behavior post 9/11. I know everyone's gonna say Fujimura didn't even think of that, but like, he put 9/11 in the fucking manga twice, and then Chainsaw Man's power is literal historical revisionism. So like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, like, this, and these are probably the pertinent topics in terms of what the Japanese government in real life has been doing with their political project over the past 50 years, since World War II. Since World War II.
Like,
you see what I mean? You see what I fucking mean? And everybody forgot about World War II because Chainsaw Man removed it from history. And then you go look at like the whitewashing of the Japanese Empire and the historical revisionism around what China was up to in China, Japan was up to in what Japan was up to in China, what Japan was up to in Korea, in the Philippines, and all around. That's absolutely horrific, horrible, disgusting fascist shit, right?
Yeah.
And then
stuff.
He comes in part 2, and he's like the War Devil, and she's like, I am going to bring back nuclear weapons, which are specifically related to World War II. And it's just like, oh, he's just gonna do the thing. Like,
she's the villain. She's
this is
villain. Like,
this is the counterpart
to
Makima.
Baddest bad.
Right, and literally counterpart to Makima, right? Makima erases. She is the liberal conservative government who, wants to revise history and have everybody
like it didn't happen.
Yep, keep everybody complacent. Just maintain their dominance by manipulating everyone's understanding of reality, right?
I want to say I've been right there with you. I've been like, okay, so this story is going to end up being about like nuclear weapons. Like that's
I mean,
that's like and nuclear weapons is as like, you know, synecdoche for all the other violent war shit.
I guess if this is like an expectation that was betrayed, I was kind of thinking he would like string that out more explicitly through the narrative, but he's kept it very, very tight on like the limited character perspective for Denji most of the time, and then Asa a little bit of the time, but like we don't really go anywhere else except like briefly, and these like smattering of like environmental storytelling elements. It's very strange. He's so weird.
Just the occasional scene with like public safety dudes do it, like planning to do something horrible, and
yeah, exactly.
And that's almost entirely it outside of those two characters.
Yes. And so it didn't end up being like this like developing process through the larger story, but it did end up being like this element that was introduced right at the beginning that, you know, comes back as that key factor in leading to the ending, and it sort of bookends Yoru's role, the development of her role in the story, right? She comes in talking about nuclear weapons, and then all of this stuff happens, which it turns out this was the Yoru show, baby. Like,
like you constantly hear in the background every few chapters, it's like, oh, the nations are preparing for war, or like, oh, the tension between the nations are rising. Oh, war's broken out between the nations. Oh, the war's getting worse. And then
make no mistake about it, we are at war with the devils. This is the introduction to the much beloved bat and cockroach devil fight.
And then the bomb drops, and it's like, well, fuck.
And you know, and looking through it in terms of the story arcs, we're following Denji once we're done with like setting up Asa as a character and like her relationship with Chainsaw Man and Denji. But then after that, if you think about it, all of the arcs basically follow the way that the world brought war back, and it's just one long power scale, Yoru power scale, pretty much. Like the church arc, what was the point of the church arc? Everyone's like, the church just came and went, what was the point of that? One, just absolutely you know, the burning hatred in Fujimoto's heart for the Unification Church.
Oh yeah, he hates Moonies so much. Yeah. It's so obvious.
Yeah, deserved, completely deserved. Yeah, everyone in Japan, completely agrees, and that's why everyone was like, "Yeah, that assassin was pretty fucking based, actually." You know, they're like, "Well, you killed Abe," and he was like, "Yeah, he ruined my family with his ties to the Moonies," and they're like, "Oh yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense."
It's maybe
that's actually a pretty good point.
In terms of actual effectiveness, most successful political assassination in modern history?
Luigi coming in hot.
Well, we have yet to see how that one pans out yet.
Don't count my man Luigi out. But I think Luigi got more public support than the Japanese assassin. The Japanese assassin, everyone was kind of like, yeah, you right though. Like, but they weren't like, yeah, man. They were like, and we need to go get more. Luigi did it. Everyone was like, oh shit. All right, okay.
But in terms of political change, we're the jury's still out on Luigi.
Yeah, the Unification Church did get fucking cooked in the wake of that. Although Fascist Project broadly has only
doing
made
pretty well
gains
right now
in Japan since then, so
it's kind of doing pretty well everywhere, honestly.
Yeah, we don't love that. We don't like that.
We don't love that.
Fujimoto also does not like that.
Yeah.
Very, very apparently. Right, so you got the first chunk of like, I hate the Unification Church, plus War Devil gets stronger because of the Chainsaw Man Church. So the whole Chainsaw Man Church, what does it accomplish? Powering up Yoru a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's what the Moonies did, is they've contributed to a lot of global conflict over the years.
Yep. And then public safety, you know, that whole thing. There's that intermediate Occitan horrors, which also develops Yoru's character. You see what I mean? Yeah. It's the Yoru show. I've been eating like truly everybody, I don't want to say like everybody else, but like it feels like he's writing this for me. Like I locked into this character right at the beginning. I was like, this is it. And then it was, and then it's just fucking happening. And literally he, like, other parts of the story that people give a shit about, he's just like, fuck that, Yoru time. I'm just like, hell yeah, brother. What the fuck?
It's her show.
It's the Yoru show. It's fucked up. And now everybody hates her, and I'm just like, yes. This is it, man. Incredible.
When she started singing the national anthem, I literally started kicking my feet and giggling. I was so fucking excited.
Yeah.
When I read that chapter, I did not even get to the lil'D part because I thought her like telling Asa to sit down and listen and then turning and walking away was the end of the chapter.
Wow.
So like I read that on I like woke up, I pulled out my phone, I read the chapter first thing in the morning, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta go talk about this. This is so fucking perfect. And then I hopped onto social media and I was like, why the fuck are people talking about lil'D?
Yeah, I think it was of course the goofy stinger that he puts at the end of every chapter, which is why I had this discussion with somebody. I do think, you know, the fundamental issues with the serialized Fujimoto aside, I do think Part 2's week to week has been overall better than Part 1, just because he's figured out how to, like, you know,
do the cliffhanger.
You end the chapter, it's not always like a cliffhanger, but you end the chapter with something that makes you go, I wonder what's going to happen next, you know? Yeah. Like, where is this going to go? And then even if it, like, doesn't resolve into something super crazy, it just, like, keeps the narrative flowing, even as it is this very odd structure that doesn't have the normal peaks and valleys. So it kind of like meanders and goes through these different vignettes and features all these random fucking background, like semi-background characters that come and go. You know, even Miri is like kind of in that category, right? Like he shows up and has like a little bit of a narrative, but he's not really a major character, and then he's just gone
for like 450 days, like a year, a full year and a half,
and
now he's
over a year
back.
Yep, and then he just pops back in. Some guy I know.
For the record,
you were talking.
Did kick my feet at that one.
Yeah, you were actually talking about that because you have the Dissasociative Identity Disorder.
Yes.
Reading, with like Denji's like mid-term amnesia, right? And I mean that fits perfectly. This guy has clearly blocked all that shit out of his mind again.
Yeah.
Classic fucking Denji again. Pochita got another fucking door in there.
Have I talked about the DID thing on the pod before?
You mentioned it, and then there was like other stuff to talk about, and we did not get back to it. But if you want to drop it here, I'm down. I'm down for this one to go a little longer.
I'm also down for this to go longer because we're talking 3 chapters.
Okay, so. Pause. I'm going to go use the bathroom again.
Okay, I'm going to go do the same thing.
Okay, there we go. Editing. Okay.
Alrighty.
Alright.
I'm back.
Let me get situated. Alright, we're going to bring it back in. Alright, please go ahead and lay out your DID interpretation.
Okay, so fun fact, I have dissociative identity disorder. And I'm going to talk a tiny bit about that first because a lot of people are not familiar with actually the specifics of how it functions. They used to call it multiple personality disorder. That term is no longer used because it is not considered a personality disorder. It's considered a dissociative disorder. And
okay, I see.
Yeah, it's characterized by multiple distinct identity states, and it comes typically with what is known as dissociative amnesia. And when you switch between these identity states, or headmates or alters as they're called, for a lot of people, most people, I don't actually know what percentage it is, and there's things you can do to mitigate it. The memories, in terms of like what gets stored into like episodic long-term memory, don't transfer over super smoothly between those.
So there's like a little bit.
Yeah,
but you can't really piece it together.
Yeah, like if someone else is in front,
pretty good.
Yeah, if someone else is in front, you might have to like pick up on context clues or figure out what happened. Right. Or sometimes you might just lose an entire day,
wow.
or like a week or something, or you might not know where you are, stuff like that. So dissociative amnesia is like a pretty big deal. It's probably the most difficult part of the disorder to work with. And basically, I think Denji has dissociative amnesia because he has dissociative identity disorder, which is caused by early childhood trauma, which we know he has a lot of.
Pretty, insane, right? Like, a level of childhood trauma that is almost cartoonish, right? Yeah. Where you're just like, yo, what the fuck? Even though that kind of shit is very, very real. Like, it's one of those things. Yeah,
it's a defense mechanism, basically, so that the brain can protect itself from harmful stimuli, trauma, things like that, which is the case with what Denji is doing. He has he has this younger version of himself that appears in his head, who has locked this extremely traumatic experience behind a door in his mind. And once that door gets opened, it's an incredibly painful experience. So that's like the sort of protection mechanism thing.
Yeah, that's like a black pochita coming out, and some questions. I don't know if there's
ask away.
So this is purely in terms of like the interpretation here. I'm not gonna prod about the details of people's mental illness, but like in terms of Pochita coming out and being like this just force of destruction and chaos, is that a thing that makes sense in terms of DID, or is that kind of like
Absolutely. So there are headmates will sometimes have like different distinctions for like the roles that they play, where there is like Denji would be known as the host of the system, who takes care of all of like the primary tasks and is like in front most of the time. And then the younger Denji would be considered the trauma holder, who is like has all of those horrible things locked up inside his head that he is keeping to make sure that the rest of the system can stay stable. And then that I do think that, like, at first it was just like me hypothesizing. I'm at a point where I'm pretty sure I just consider it canon at this point, because he literally has all of the symptoms of the disorder.
Right. I think it could be a thing where, this is my thing with like authors like Fujimoto, where they're just very like Bong Joon-ho or something like that is very similar, where they're just like really observant commentators on stuff, right?
Yeah.
So when they want to write about something, trauma, capitalism, what have you, right? They are very detailed observers of it. So rather than this being like Fujimoto being like, here's my thing about DID in particular, it's like, here I'm gonna dive into like the horrors of like super deep childhood trauma, and then by looking at the details of that, because he has the specific understanding, he goes through all the stuff, and then it maps very well onto like these kind of
and that's
trauma trauma-based diagnoses.
That's where Pochita falls in, because whereas the little Denji would be considered a trauma holder, and that is like a literal thing that people have, people in real life don't transform into a chainsaw monster, but it does map onto dissociative identity disorder, because there is like a role of alter that is usually called the protector. There is also another role that is called the persecutor, and the names are pretty self-explanatory, and I would say that Pochita primarily serves the first role, but due to his general violence and whatnot, he also falls into the second role somewhat unwittingly, because he does just like commit acts of violence against random people sometimes, but his primary goal is to protect people, especially Denji. That's like why he went to a burger restaurant, because he was like, oh, I remember Denji talking about wanting to eat good food, so I'm going to go and do something that will make Denji happy.
Right, but then through enacting those what, like the fragments of the desire left from the host, this like sort of unleashed, sort of like disassociated, detached aspect of the personality then comes in and has no limiters in terms of like violence, destruction, all that kind of stuff, because those limiters are attached to the host, and when they come off, it just becomes this raw pursuit of
obviously it's highly exaggerated in
yes this is way
people don't turn into chainsaw monsters and murder people. Usually like it's a mechanism to escape danger for the most part, as opposed to directly confronting it. But
it makes a lot of sense.
And so point is, at the start of the sequence where Denji's house is getting burned down, we see little Denji having a conversation with Pochita in headspace, where it exists entirely within their brain. They're not actually talking to each other. It's a headspace. And my current argument for that entire scene is that for that time, the younger Denji is the one who's in front, who is experiencing all of those things, and he does not stop being in front until that dream where he says, "I could never have a family, I killed my own dad," and then Denji wakes up, like the host Denji wakes up. And that would mean that his memories of having his house destroyed and some guy who was there wouldn't really, they would be in his case, because there does not seem to be much of any memory transfer between his dissociative selves. He would just probably, he would look at that guy and go, "Oh, that's some guy I know."
That's very interesting. That's pretty sick. That's very good. I like that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that interpretation. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So that's where my head's at. And,
okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
How would you, or do you, fit the aging dynamic in there, where Pochita comes out, full-on dissociation destruction, Black Pochita comes out when Denji is faced with like the final straw of this string of trauma, then the aging devil splits them, so now you have both going, but separated on the different sides of this dimensional divide.
In terms of physical separation, that's obviously not possible, because human beings only have one brain. But
metaphorically,
there is something that some systems experience called co-fronting. Fronting is just describing who's in control at the moment, but there is co-fronting where two or more headmates will sort of be present at the same time.
In like conversation?
Yeah, in conversation, yes.
And like working together, so to speak.
Yes, working together. Sometimes it is a thing where like it's like a car full of people, where one person will be driving and you'll have other people in the other seats. And sometimes it's like you ever watch those 2-player 1-controller runs at GDQ? Sometimes it's a little bit like that.
Okay.
So
I guess that's sort of what Pochita and Denji had going on, where they were like, "You do this, I'll do that."
Yeah, it is. And obviously within the actual story itself, they have like completely distinct consciousnesses at the time that are capable of acting independently.
I mean, I think it is, as much as a metaphor, you know, he messed around with it because it's a fantasy story, right? Some stuff for the plot, and you know,
my current thesis is like, okay, one of these is just like a regular alter that a person with dissociative identity disorder would have, and another one is like allegorical for that same thing,
right? And also, of course, like we were talking about, pochita and Denji and Yoru and everything, they fit into like this bigger structure of political commentary, and you know, all of this conceptual stuff that he's doing with the broader story. So you know, balancing between these things, it's interesting though. I definitely, I mean, I think if you describe Denji's psychological state overall as an instance of dissociative identity disorder, I think it tracks perfectly. So
yeah,
that is an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. You know, most people will probably just sum it up by saying like, "Oh, he's cooked," which yes is true. Right. But I think he's cooked in a very particular way.
Right. I was wondering, because we've seen this, like, obviously, like I was talking about in terms of Yoru's development, I think that has been like the driving, overarching thread that pulls the narrative along. Like, that's the big crescendo here to the nuclear weapons point that will lead to whatever the fuck it will lead to. But also this relationship, like, between Denji and himself, between Denji and pochita, between Denji and his inner child, the way his mind is changing and honestly like breaking down over the course of this story, that is like a very significant development. I'm really interested to see where we land. Like, where we land with pochita is so huge.
Yeah, it could be anywhere. Right now,
it's crazy.
Right now, my main like desire for this dynamic is, well, I call it a dynamic in quotes because it's like, you know, it's so subtle that I have dissociative identity disorder, and I didn't even pick up on it until like a few months ago, where I was reading this and I was like, wait, I've seen this shit before. Like, I know what this is. And my main desire for it right now, I want to see Denji hug Denji. That's like, if there's going to be any kind of like reconciliation with that aspect of the character,
bringing it back to the hugs too.
I would like for that to happen. That's like where my brain's at. Just do that.
God bless. We can only hope.
Bless. We can only hope.
Maybe on the other side of the end of the entire fucking world, there is some possibility of hope. That's real Ava right there.
If it's gonna happen, it's probably gonna be there.
We're gonna go all the way down.
I think that's looking more and more likely.
I don't see any way that this could get better. I don't see any reason that it would get better. What a story.
Oh yeah. It's got
help.
It's got a lot. It's got a lot.
I was catching up with tangent because I'm sad. I was catching up on Ichi the Witch, and it's so delightful and fun, and like just, you know, very positive and beautiful artwork by Usazaki, Gas Usazaki, and I was like, this is such a nice counterbalance to the weird despair that is Chainsaw Man. You know,
weird despair is right. It is it is an incredibly weird despair.
Yeah, it's not the normal kind of like cathartic tragedy. It is brutal.
It is
absolutely
brutal,
excruciating.
But at the same time, it's like it's it's gotten so brutal and so much to the point where you can really feel that it kind of just is like everyday life for these characters. Like, yep,
yeah,
they are not like used to it, but they are like accustomed to the process of being broken down. Almost.
I mean, I'm not quite sure about that because, okay, this is a thing where I do think, like, people talk about the pacing. This gets very strange because, okay, the house fire is a while ago, right? But then Denji wakes up in the facility and it's been, what, like 3 days since then?
God, is that really? It's been like, it's okay. Denji was in the hospital for like 2 weeks.
Right, but then, after he wakes up in the facility, after they break him out of the facility,
I think it's been a day. I think it's been like 48 hours.
Right, because the War Devil, the aging thing,
that was the day he woke up. Right, they got on a train, they went to his house, and they went to the sushi restaurant, and shit hit the fan. Later that day, they're back in the same, or like right. they're like just back in
later that day. Yoshida saves everyone again. Classic. Love that.
We need to talk about that too, because I'm guessing you saw.
We've already discussed it.
Oh, we have.
No Yoshida this time. No Yoshida this time.
Okay.
We'll
cool.
say
it's cool stuff.
Yoshida is very interesting, but I feel like a lot of it is going to change very rapidly. So we'll save that. Okay, wait. No, there is one Yoshida thing that I do want to say. Shout out to Fangy, friend of the show.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god.
Yes, Fangy's theory. We gotta shout to this. Is Fangy original. Not usually big on the prediction theories, but she absolutely cooked out of her mind on this one, and I'm pretty convinced it's actually quite strong. Honestly, if Fujimoto doesn't do this, we kind of did a better job than him on this one, straight up. But I'm liking it. The idea is, in the aging world specifically, when Yoshida shows up, the final contract that they make with the aging devil in order to be free is that we will never fight again. That is what he says in English, and the Japanese grammar is basically the same. It's a little bit more specific, but it definitely includes all of the parties involved in an ambiguous way, which could include, of course, Asa, Denji, and Yoshida. In which case, the agreement that they made, and Cicada guy too. We don't
very important, very dangerous threat.
Mr. Ancient Underwear. The point would be, also the chair guy, although I don't think he's going to be relevant again.
Yeah, I think he's stuck.
I think he's cooked. I actually, since he wasn't sent back, I guess he was not included in the contract. But that would mean that Yoru, Yoshida, and Denji cannot fight each other. And as, again, Fangy, all credit to Fangy, as Fangy lays out, since then, we've seen Yoru was about to shoot Yoshida. Then she changed her mind. Yoru was about to shoot Denji. Lots of Yoru trying to shoot people.
Denji was about to shoot Yoshida, and then the gun didn't fire.
And then he couldn't. And
Fumiko thought the fucking thing was loaded because she flinched. So
yeah, and Denji was gonna smash Asa's head in because he will do anything that a baddie tells him to, and he couldn't. He fucked it up.
You seemed genuinely confused by what happened.
Yeah, and he seemed a little confused, and just these little things.
Asa tried to shoot herself.
And it didn't work. She couldn't do it.
Like, I couldn't do it because
she couldn't fight Yoru. Yeah. She can't fight herself. Oh fuck. That's crazy. No.
I've been wondering, like, why hasn't Yoru gotten rid of her yet?
Yes.
It's a really good.
It's strong, and it's so Chainsaw Man, right?
Yeah.
The terms of the contract coming back like that. Plus, like, we have the total setup for the aging devil to reappear as, like, the apocalypse is approaching and Yoru's gathering all the devils. And then, Yoru wants to have this infinite war, but then there's just a few people that she can't fight,
And they're the people that she probably really wants to fight more than most people.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man. This Yoshida guy who's been a thorn in her side this whole time. Oh my god, it's pretty fucking sick. Hope it comes true.
God, me too, because it would be so good.
And honestly, this is one where if this doesn't happen, we did better than him.
Unless
we got you, brother.
Better than us with something none of us saw coming.
True, I mean, never underestimate this guy.
It's really good, though. It's really good.
It makes a lot of sense, and I think the clues are there. And if it turns out to be that way, it'll be totally fucking peak, and we'll be like, oh my god, what the Fujimoto god. Yeah. Well, I'm so excited for this ending. We're going very long, but I don't care because it's a triple time. It's a three for.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that one. We talked about the nuclear weapons thing. Obviously, there's so much more to say. Like the
God, yeah.
You had mentioned way back in the past. I actually remember you talking about this, about how Yoru's marking looked like the Lockheed Martin logo.
Yeah, I said that like more than a year before everyone else, and now everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's the Lockheed Martin logo." I genuinely thought it was common knowledge at that point.
I mean, I saw that and I was like, yeah, maybe. There's like other things it looks like as well, including the Japanese character for weapon,
and also the letter A for
Asa, right? But I think totally he's the kind of guy who would like come up with this marking and be like, oh, it captures all this shit,
I do think that's the intent.
Certainly with the explicit introduction of the U.S. military-industrial complex directly. It's sort of like, okay, yeah, it's probably the Lockheed Martin thing's probably on point. Now that we've got to this point, which is so sick.
Yeah.
The national anthem was crazy. Crazy sequence. It's been very... Man. I the last few chapters definitely have really impressed, like how... Like, part 1 was very manga-y, very comics-y, Like, he was doing shit, like breaking the panels and all this kind of... secondary stuff a lot. Although, I will say... what do you call this? Semiotically? In terms of the grammar of this story, the panel breaking is always devil powers. The devil powers break. When devil powers are going off, that's when the panels go crazy, and he has kept that in part 2. We've seen not as extreme, but still, when devil powers are going off, he will do that kind of stuff, because that's like the logic of the story. However, we haven't seen it as much because there's really not been many devils going on in the story thus far. proper. But it's like, it's so, part 2 is so like filmic, like it's so cinema, you know. It's like he's got a movie camera, you know.
Yeah, I can like
really
feel the pacing of these cuts.
Yes, the cuts. And speaking of which, okay, chapter 211.
Oh god, we're just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, like we would be remiss to not discuss this. We have one,
first 16
3,
chapter.
4.
Yeah, it's like first 16-page chapter in like what, like a year? A
maybe.
very long time, and it's because one of the pages is just. It's just
not
goddamn
3.
Yeah.
4 full pages of our lil'D panty shot here, bringing it back.
Mm-hmm. And it is, and one of those pages is just, it's just shot, reverse shot, reverse shot, no dialogue, no nothing. My guy puts out the first 16-page chapter in ages, and it's because it just has one page of no dialogue that is just it's just the best page ever. It's great.
Yeah, this is truly divisive shit. He's such a little fucker, man. Like, why are you like this, dude? What the fuck?
I said back when the chapter dropped that it's important to keep in mind that you could just you technically can just draw whatever the hell you want, and it's good that we have someone here to remind us of that, because
thanks, man.
He just drew whatever the hell he wanted. He was like, I want to draw a bunch of underwear and a bunch of butts.
Yes,
here we go.
Clearly, but I am so loath to say this, but it's actually it's pretty good writing here.
No, I agree. I'm enthralled with it, both in like this is hilarious in like a meta sense because he actually did it, and also like I do think it's good. I also think the specific composition of those pages is fantastic, but like that's nothing new. He just has good composition.
Here's another thing I have to say about like part 2 art discussion is like these are really good pages if you know illustration and like perspective and you know how challenging that is. Here he is, you know, he's got one expression and right, because this is like a time freeze, like a fucking vine boom, pow 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 pow, right, different angles on the single moment, and so it's one expression and he does it from 4 different angles while maintaining the same expression, which is like that's
hard as shit, genuinely.
That's absurd. That is actually fucking crazy. No one does that, right? Like, what mangaka would bother to do that? Because it's such a fucking waste of panels.
Yeah,
no one would ever do that.
It's a waste of a whole page.
It's hard as shit, right? No one will be impressed because they're like, you just drew the same thing twice, even though that's like the hardest fucking possible thing to do. So it's really hard. It's unimpressive, and of course you're just gonna be pissing everybody off because this is a panty shot, right?
Yeah.
So like here he is, and he does it with like, you know, lil'D's anatomy, right? He does the fucking different angles. It's just like, I can't with this shit. It's like, why are you like this, you know? Like, why would you do this? Why would you do... Because people are like, oh, he's fucking tired of drawing this shit. And so I'm like, if he's tired of drawing this shit, why is he constantly putting these, like, extremely difficult things to draw in that have no payoff, that, like, no one will care about?
Yeah.
Like, what... Like another one where people were playing about the art with like the house fire. It was like all of these high angle crowd shots like crammed in the corner of the page. I'm like, why are you like this? Like, why are you... No one does that because that's like a dumb fucking thing to do.
It's really fucking hard to do that shit in perspective.
Yeah, it's absurd, and like what? And it doesn't pay off, right? Because it's so hard to do, and then the payoff for it is something that's hard to read anyway because it's a fucking tiny little high angle shot.
And
so
then
what are we doing?
Everyone was paying attention to like the way the smoke was hatched in that chapter, and like speaking as an artist who does a lot of hatching is easy. It's just time consuming. Like that's what I was like paying attention to artistically when they were like making comments about, wow, this looks good. And I'm like, man, you have no fucking idea why this manga looks so the way it does. Yeah. Because there's like all this
so weird. He's gorgeous, so weird.
Like, character lighting too. And
all this crazy stuff,
all this stuff that is extra for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, and then he's like ditching the shit that everybody gives a fuck about just to focus on his weird cinematic.
It's for the love of the game.
Yeah, it's such weird. He just has weird priorities as an artist. It's just bizarre, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it overall. It's certainly no one else fucking draws like this, we'll put it that way. And probably that is for the best. If you are enjoying Tatsuki Fujo's work, just go find somebody else to copy.
Yeah.
Don't draw like this.
Yeah, speaking of someone who's put a not insignificant amount of time into attempting to copy this style, don't. It is so fucking hard.
This is not
worth it.
It's not like hard. It's just like, what? This is so stupid. Like,
I guess I should.
It's just neurotic. It's just like he's just got some fucking neuroses.
Yeah, it's like unintuitive, and you won't be able to learn it.
Yeah, and
he's
it's like
the guy who does it, and he's the only one who should do it, probably.
I mean, no one else. You shouldn't draw like this. Like, what? You know, he takes it a step down to like make it faster to increase the pace of the chapter releases, but he keeps doing the fucking clothing squiggles, and it's like, man,
that takes so much time.
No one's gonna care if you stop with the clothing squiggles, man. Like, literally, no one else does this. Why would you do this?
Clothing squiggles, but
I mean, it's very particular, and clearly he is unwilling to stop.
I do think the vast majority of people do not care about the clothing squiggles.
Yeah,
I do, but that's because I'm a weirdo who has studied this guy's art for way too long.
That's what I mean. I mean, look at Denji's like final pose here, right? It's like, that's so much effort to draw that shit, and then like the hands are totally fucking scuffed.
Yeah, they're just like, that's, yeah.
It's like the shit that people look at and they're like, they think, oh, hands, you know, this kind of shit. He's like, I don't know, hold up, I gotta put like 3 more little scritches on the stains of his shirt that no one will give a fuck about.
Yeah,
and
like,
it's
you
like,
don't need to...
what are you doing? What is this?
Have you seen how this guy draws feet? They're bricks.
It's absolute nonsense.
It's great. I love it. I love this insane, like hyper inefficient mix of of like,
exactly. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's great though.
It's nonsense.
It's nonsense. It's perfect.
You know, it clearly hasn't done him any favors on the production of this fucking manga, but he's managed to like wrangle it to a level where he's doing pretty good most of the time.
Yeah, he's publishing pretty quick.
And it took that like big step down, and then it like got like kind of scuffed, I think, as he was adjusting to it. But it's been pretty stable since then. You know, it hasn't gone like a big decline since like the one major transition that he did after Asa's bit. I respect that he like locked the fuck in for that first part to like get through the very exciting like normal section of the story, like, and then he was like, all right, I'm done with that. Like we're chilling like a little bit, guys.
It's literally the chapter Falling Devil leaves the story until she comes back. Like it's literally that is when the art changes, and people didn't notice for a surprisingly long time that
it was just fucking like.
But like if you flip through those volumes, it's like holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Whoa, this is different.
Yes, exactly. It's a really hard turn, and he just fucking, and who knows what all the circumstances, what it is, but
I mean, if it works for him, good for him.
Yeah, he's been keeping it stable since then, and I think it looks normally good. It used to look insanely cracked at the very beginning, and now it just looks like normal. Yeah, a normal manga with its ups and downs. Some panels look better, some panels look worse,
and
these
some
kind
of
of things
look like crazy, amazing, good.
I mean, like the tank double spread was crazy.
Oh, that was great.
The national anthem shit was crazy. Like the Americans, the crowd shot of the Americans yelling at the nuclear bomb, that was so fucking sick.
Anytime a character has dramatic lighting on them is like it's
I mean
like
the expressions are crazy.
Yeah, I think I talked about this ad nauseum like a few months ago, but the when the flames are behind Yoru and she's like staring at Denji and the light is like breathing her, and her eyes are like only partially drawn because it's like mimicking the effect of like a glint in someone's iris. It's like that is crazy. That's so good.
That looks so sick. Yeah. But don't let Twitter put a side by side. They'll pull up something and be like, look, this looks different. It's bad.
Hey, I haven't been on that website in like 6 to 8 months.
That's exactly the same.
It's one of the best decisions.
Much like Denji, it is both exactly as you remember it and even worse somehow.
And also incapable of change.
Yeah.
Well, for the better.
It's capable of change, but
it's
just not good ones.
Gross.
It's only getting more Nazi and more racist and more stupid.
So really, it's
more
like
aggravating. It's It's look. He's cooking. He's cooking. He's tapped into what's going on. I think. I do think a lot of the split we see in the community is sort of like almost like an ideological split about the nature of stories in terms of like, do you demand stories to be aspirational, or like will you ride with just the horrors on the horrors on the horrors? And I think there's an interesting discussion there. I think we both fall on one side here, but there is something to be said for like, I think especially right now in this current political climate, it's kind of like, this is fucking tough, you know? It's like
I know what you mean.
You're walking around real life, you're like, wow, everything is getting worse and going to shit. And then you pick up Chainsaw Man, you're like, everything's getting worse and going to shit. Thanks, man. Like, that was fun.
I knew that.
I had a great time reading this. That really helped my mental right now. So I can appreciate people being like, this is not a great bit for the moment. But he didn't know that, all right, when he came up with the fucking story. It's not his fault. The actual world went to shit as he was talking about how he believes the world will go to shit, and He's right. He's correct. But
yeah, we're not as bad as Chainsaw Man yet. But well, what I'm saying is we're probably not like.
I guess no actual nuclear bombs have been dropped.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, let's talk about something that's not that. I love doom and gloom as much as the next.
Okay, well, this was going on long. There's so much more to say on this.
God, yeah.
Why the panty shots? You know what? Oh, I was gonna say about the panty shots. It is actually quite good and a little bit kind of important for the story that this is the way it is. Mm-hmm. In one sense, okay, it is a narrative payoff for the initial Death Devil reveal, because it's sort of like, why'd you have to do a panty shot then? Well,
it's so I could do even more now.
Well, yeah, but also like,
yeah,
you know, you want Denji, you know, for this next part of the story, we want Denji to probably not like actually work with these people, considering what they did to him. But whatever relationship he's going to have here, getting him on that track to
and there's
lay out
one thing that's
the
gonna
organization
get him
here.
on that track.
And yeah, considering what he's been through and where his mental at, how are we going to do that? Well, yeah, panty shot, you know that's going to work. Triple X, it's super effective on this kid. And like, here it is, you know. Oh, that's why that works the way it does. Thanks, man. Cool, dude. Love that foreshadowing and payoff here. That sucks. I hate you. And also, I know everyone's like tired of it being the same thing, but it is kind of important that this organization is on the same footing relative to Denji as Yoru was and as Fumiko was, right?
Yeah.
Just to have like, this is not the good people. This is not where Denji meets his real friends. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. This is the same shit again. Don't get confused.
Good people. There isn't one.
This is not an out. No one is good. Everyone is doing the exact same shit, and
except for Family, she did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And can do no wrong. Let's be clear. Okay,
she killed that guy. She killed that guy.
Do anything?
She did murder the guy. She did specifically kill the person who came to help her and was offering her some human connection and understanding, and she was just like, killed you. So, you know, okay. But she's a devil. She's a devil, you know. Devils can do whatever,
yeah,
you know.
Women can do anything too.
Women can do anything.
Especially
true. Exactly.
I am like I'm excited to see how this group of entirely bizarre people interacts in whatever capacity they do.
Speaking of which,
freaking weirdos.
Speaking of which, let's try our best here.
Yeah.
Miri is back.
Oh my god.
Miri Nation, rise the fuck up. Sword like, Man.
I am Miri's probably like third biggest fan that I know. So
no shot.
That I know.
There's way more than 3 people in line in front of you, but okay.
Well, I don't know them.
Doesn't matter. Matter. It's fine. We all love Miri. I kind of actually don't really care about him, but he's back.
I will say I do know his biggest fan. I'm dead certain of that.
That's true. Yeah.
Some guy I know is just completely.
Huge congratulations to everybody.
And as soon as the chapter dropped, I immediately messaged him because he had actually dropped the manga and said, "I'll come back when Miri gets added." And I was like, as soon as I saw that panel, I ran to my PC and I was like, you got to go read Chainsaw Man right now. And he knew exactly why I said that to him. So
it's a fair shake. I think if there's certainly, I've said this before, if I was not doing this project that I've undertaken, I would definitely not read Chainsaw Man week to week. I don't really read any manga week to week besides Chainsaw Man for this specifically. But weekly manga just is a terrible fucking format for the medium.
It's got issues, yeah.
It's got a lot of problems, and we see it with every big popular manga. Every manga undergoes the same kind of like.
Why did you forget about this detail? That hasn't been mentioned yet.
Oh, I guess he just forgot about Nobara. I guess he just
forgot about the Blood Devil.
The Blood Devil. I guess he just forgot about Reise and Kishibe
and Mary.
Kobani. The Mary's never coming back. Anyway, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Oh, the Sukuna fight. Oh, they're just losing over and over again. This sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm
it's just one of those things.
Guy. I like Miri. I think he's an interesting character with a ton of untapped potential.
I do like him. I'm just not like I'm not invested in him like breaking free or whatever. I'm like let an idiot fucking suck. You know what I mean? Let a dumbass just be a shitty guy.
Hey,
like we don't need to. Exactly. Let all these characters be fucking shitty, and just like don't rely on them to be fictional friends. Just let them be their dumbass shitty selves and enjoy the show. You know, like.
So I used to kind of conceptualize, like, oh my god, a year and a half ago when he was actually back in the manga, I used to conceptualize him as
very briefly.
It was a few months. But I used to conceptualize him as like kind of a foil for Denji, and like
in a way,
he probably still is going to play a similar role to that.
Yes,
but at the same time, I've reached a point in the story where I'm like, is it possible for anyone to like make it out of this shit as like a whole version of themselves?
Well, let us transition into trying to guess what will happen in the next chapter as our weekly final segment. Wow.
Oh my god.
In terms of that, you were asking, can anyone make it out alive? If we believe lil'D, which again, very, very questionable, but if her statements are correct, the apocalypse, regardless, is apparently completely inevitable at this point. Because even if they stop Yoru, she fucked up the bag in terms of stalking the apocalypse, according to her.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's done.
Like,
so,
my
world's over.
My efforts to stop the apocalypse actually just made it get here. It made everything way worse. Which, by the way, I totally called it. It was some accelerationist bullshit.
I'm saying. Yes, we were there. We were on that.
Yeah. Because, like, prophecy, like, that's... Who gives a fuck about a prophecy, you know? Nobody cares about a prophecy.
Exactly. I saw someone saying... I saw, like, a YouTube reviewer being like, well, he was hyping up the Nostradamus prophecy this whole time, and now he's done a bait and switch. And I was like, was he hyping it up? He just said it, like,
was it just
two times.
That, like, it was just some fucking thing that people said, and everyone believed it because, you know, that's Fujimoto guy. He never just puts shit in his manga that is a lie. He never does that.
It's true. He will, like, tell you what he's doing and then just do it, and then you're like, wait, what?
He
But he tells you what he's doing. He tells you what he's doing, and then he does it. But what he's doing is so fucking bizarre. Like, his brain is so fucking ridiculous that even he says what he's gonna do, and you just can't understand it because you're like, "What is that?"
End in July of 1999.
You're like, okay,
and it's because people believe the world is going to end in July of 1999 that it is, in fact, ending at that time.
Yeah, it's some stupid shit. But regardless, in terms of predicting what is to come, the apocalypse is, at this point, apparently we're done. We're done saving the world. The world is not gonna be saved. It's over. Which is just like, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's... Like, when... You know... not even, like... Devilman or Ava go that route. Like, both of them still have, like... Until the point is crossed, everyone's still trying to stop the apocalypse, and you as the audience are like, are they gonna stop it or not, right? But this is just like, we're entering the final stage, and the author's just like, yeah, it's apocalypse. Like, don't even bother, don't even wonder, don't even think about it. Like, the question here is end of humanity, or end of humanity and it's super fucking the horror of all horrors. And you're like, wow, man, are you or good, dude? Like, are you okay?
Perpetuation of humanity possible.
Yeah. Like, or literal hell on earth, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you good, dude? Like, are you okay out there? Like, that's so, like, you're so bad. Like, he's so fucking...
I think
he has hatred in his soul. What is with you, dude?
It's the United States of America. Blame the USA.
I mean, there's a lot.
Well,
like,
blame
honestly
the USA, but
you know, I again, I do appreciate the sentiment of people being like, this is a moment where we need aspirational shit, which is kind of, I do kind of agree.
I'm 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
For reasons that are too long to explain here.
Right. Some it's a different kind of podcast.
Yeah.
But you know, in terms of Fujimoto being like an expressive author who sort of just captures what he observes and then expresses it in his unique way. If you're paying attention, like, if you're looking out at the world and thinking about what's going on, I mean, I definitely have a lot of hatred in my heart for the world as it is these days. I'm looking out at the world and I'm like, yeah, a lot of this shit, I despise it, and when I think about it, I'm full of anger and bile, and I want to destroy things.
I'm not at the point of like general misanthropy, but I have a lot of hate for very specific people.
Yeah. With that in mind, okay.
Oh boy.
Last panel, big booty panty shot.
Oh my god.
Thick thighs. Where are we going from there? Okay, let's break down some questions. Let's break down some specifics. Okay. Do you think Barem is going to be there? Is Barem there or not?
I have thought... I think there's not terrible odds of that happening.
There's no way he forgot Barem, right? Because you remembered him in the sushi restaurant.
No way. I don't think he has. I don't know if he would immediately leap to murdering him again, though also it would not be out of character.
I can't imagine. Like, you know, if we get some development from Denji, imagine he's roped in and then they lead him and then Barem's there. There's no way he's gonna be like, well, I saw panties though. Like, even Denji isn't that far gone, you know? Like, come on. So I don't know. The last time we saw Barem, he was in the clutches of public safety, right? He had been captured along with Denji post the house fire because he got his shit rocked by Nayuta.
Yeah.
And so I could see him not being here, right? Like he was the one who got captured because we didn't see that. We didn't see Miri involved.
Yeah, it seems like lil'D is officially no longer like in with public safety. It seems like she.
I don't know if she was. I don't know if she, like, she had some.
I don't think she was captured, but I think she was working with them.
She was in discussions with them, right? When she was talking with Yoshida and Fumiko.
Like, oh, there were cops outside.
She cut that off. So public safety is not involved here, although we might see them because they're getting their shit pushed in by Yoru right now. Let's see. What other Reze? Do you think Reze will be here?
Do I think Reze will be here? Okay, so let me...
August. In September, the Reze movie drops.
That would be...
Just a reminder.
Pretty fitting. I've heard people say, like, it would be cool if he brought her back at around the same time the movie came out, and while I don't think he would explicitly plan around that...
I do. I think he would.
You think he would? Okay.
I mean, he knows the schedule better than us, right?
I think he would...
He's on the inside.
Absolutely.
He can know the schedule.
I think he would absolutely at least take advantage of the opportunity if it wasn't, like, an explicit plan. Which, you know, as you said, very possible. Sure. But I think there's, like... I mean, I have said Reze win so many times over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And I'm just
it's been crazy.
If she comes back, that's pretty fucking cool. Like if
we just had nuclear bombs.
Yeah, exactly. Bombs.
Bomb fear. Very big up.
So
could even be maybe not quite as strong as the overall fear of nuclear war, but like if Yoru is getting the big boost from the fear of nuclear war, certainly the bomb devil is getting some amount of boost from the fear of the bombs themselves.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, like, I think maybe it's possible that lil'D is attempting to is this something I've been working on kind of vaguely in the back of my head for a little while? That it is like going to be a cyclical repeat of the events of before part 1 involving the
Chainsaw Man, the sisters,
and the human weapons, and the sister getting into this big fight.
So instead of a flashback to that past event, we get a recreation of that past event, and from there we understand the whole
because there's this thing that
before to now story. That's pretty sick.
A few chapters ago, she said, "You are Lady Death Devil's precious pawn." Like she said that directly to Denji, and it's like, okay,
yep. Okay,
that's what she's going for. Is her plan is something with that, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of would track.
That does track with
right now.
Okay, in that case, here, you said that I got a prediction. Barem is here, and they're gonna take him to meet Barem, and Barem is just gonna kill this kid. Denji's gonna fucking die. We're gonna do it, and Death's gonna eat him, and
I have been thinking,
or that's what they're gonna try to do. I've
been thinking for a while that Death is probably gonna eat him, and I also do think, I'm still clinging to this, I think that lil'D has Nayuta somewhere, because she could just eat her.
I'm kind of there with you. Why wouldn't she do that?
And why wouldn't she have done that? It would be like a thing where it's like, okay, if the control devil is dead, that means the control devil has reincarnated, which means literally everyone would want to take advantage of that.
They put
she's not dead.
They literally put Nayuta's head on a plate, and Fami was sitting at the conveyor belt. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And she was starving that shit down.
Yep.
We didn't see what she was getting up to.
Yep.
While all the rest of that stuff was going down.
Yep.
Totally viable blank space for lil'D to have chowed down on some Nayuta bits and bobs to lock in the control devil as a pawn that she has ready to go for her final plan here, whatever she has cooking for this.
I will take what you said and I'll go one further. I don't think they're going to have to attack Denji to get him eaten. I think it's going to be like, hey, if you get eaten, you get to be with your family again.
We can bring back Nayuta.
And he's going to make a deal. And he's going to be like,
oh, and then Barem comes in with another deal around Nayuta. Ew, I hate this.
Yeah,
fuck.
And like I think Denji would be willing to, because like I've said this time and time again. Chainsaw Man is a story about the desire for submission in a lot of ways.
Yup.
What could possibly be more playing into than that? It would be, okay, if I get to see my family again, you can eat me alive. Like that's where I think we're headed to. And I'm
I've
been wrong a lot, but I was right.
Yeah,
I was right about a few things. I was right about, like, the Eternal World War II thing, and
I'm sure we got it 100%, just like we do every time.
Every time, yeah.
Well, we'll see whether we got it right or not here in just a few days as we round the bend on this absolutely bizarre ride that has been Chainsaw Man Part 2, heading into the home stretch. However much longer that takes, who fucking knows? I can only hope he actually has something to do with all, like, the absurd amount of shit that he has spent all this time putting into place over.
Oh, he definitely has something. Like, you've gotta.
I believe him because he's done it before, and it is the way that he writes, to drive everything all the way to the end, which is good type of writing, but well, it's been quite an excruciating road to this point. So we'll see how he brings it all together. But the last stretch of chapters, I definitely feel like he's cooking, and I'm
here to eat.
Yeah, I'm here to
eat Denji.
Yeah, I'm here to how many more panty shots do you think we'll see before the end? Who fucking knows?
5.
We'll find out. Maybe next week there'll be some more. It'll probably open on one, actually.
Probably 1 to 2 more next week.
Yeah, I imagine that the first panel will be another one of these, and then we'll move on from there. We'll be back to discuss it then. Thank you, Art Devil, for joining me on this one-on-one discussion.
Is always a pleasure.
A long episode to catch up to where we were because we had to pause the broadcast for a second, but I think we covered most of what the salient points to discuss through these last 2 chapters in this 2 hours, and even some other stuff, other interesting ideas and theories as well. Thank you all for listening. Thank you again for being here. Art Devil, like, subscribe, comment, even though only like 5% of you are watching at this point in the video. I don't care. You're the real ones. Lock it in. We'll be back again. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.